happy we are together, together, together. No matter what the weather shall be. Let's have fun together, together, together. Let's have fun together and shine like the sun. So join us on our sing-along and fun show with Miss Miriam. So happy we are together to share in the fun and shine like the sun. Hi boys and girls, so happy to see you again. Remember, this is your show, so come along and join me. Let's have fun together and learn something new. Today our theme is on making science fun. Can anyone tell me in the studio audience and at home if you have ever done an experiment at home with your parents? And I am hearing you say yes. There are so many new and exciting things to learn each and every day. And it is so great to use your imagination, solve problems, and to come up with a solution. That is what makes science so much fun and exciting. Today I have a special surprise for you. We have an exciting guest. Her name is Atomic Alex from the Mad Scientist group. She's going to share her passion for science and show us some exciting experiments that you can do at home with your parents. Remember, science is fun. Hi everyone, so great that you're here again today. I have a very special guest and her name is Atomic Alex. She's going to show us some really exciting experiments today. And thank you so much for being here, Alex.
Thank you for having us.
Well, you're very welcome.
So I'm from Mad Science, I'm Atomic Alex, and today we're going to be working on an experiment that you could do at home. You can take out milk, it has to be whole milk. We have some dish soap. We have a pan, you can use any pan that you would like. You can use this kind of tin. We can use a plate, a bowl, anything that won't spill. We also have some of the food coloring here, and we have Q-tips.
Cool. Very cool.
In this experiment, we're actually going to see what happens when dish soap reacts. We say something called reacts, which means that it works with the milk. And these are our indicators. Indicators show us what's going on in our reaction. So first, you're going to take the milk and you're going to pour it into your pan. Next, you could take the food coloring and you just put a little dot of each food coloring into your bowl.
I'll help you with that.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And you want to spread them out. You don't want to mix them all together. After you're done, you take a little of the dish soap. You can put it in another cup. You can use the cup it comes in or the container it comes in. And you're going to dip your dish soap into your container with the milk. And you're going to see something really cool. And this is all swirls of these colors. It's very, very pretty.
It really is so cool. Amazing. So if you didn't have the food coloring, you wouldn't see the swirls, is that right?
Correct. So there's a reaction happening. They're working together. And in this reaction, if we didn't have the food coloring, what would happen is the milk would just look like milk. So that's why we use food coloring. It gets to show us what's going on and how things move within the milk when we add dish soap.
Very cool. So it's a very simple science experiment then.
Yes, you can definitely do it at home. You could do it with friends, and make sure you do it with your parents.
Good idea. Always a great idea. Perfect.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your closet. Still no jobs? Just more stuff? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed, and they're the stuff inside your stuff. Our job is to unlock those jobs, and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
So now we also are going to have a really great interview with Alex. I can hardly wait to see what she has to say. Hello, Alex. Welcome back.
Hi.
So please let us know what sparked your interest with science. We would all love to know.
Well, it all starts at school. So when I went to school, my middle school science teacher, my 8th grade science teacher, was very bubbly. He loved to talk about science. He was very excited, and he would jump up and down and get us active. And that always is fun. It's super fun to be able to do all the things that you like to do. And it's not just school. It didn't feel like school.
Yeah.
And that's what I really liked about science. And then when I grew up, my high school teacher, she was the same energy. She was always bubbly, and she was jumping up and down and greeting us in the morning.
Wow.
And it just made me feel so special. It made
Wow.
science feel special. And getting even older, I decided to do mad science. And in mad science, we do the same thing. So I got to be the bubbly one. I got to turn around and
Yes.
spark interest in others, and that made me so happy. And I've always worked with children, and I enjoy that very much.
I love that. And I love that you do make science so much fun, because sometimes it might not feel so much fun as when I was taking it. Sometimes it was just memorizing things, memorizing facts. But you mentioned getting up and movement. Can you just explain a little bit more about that?
Sure. So we use science every day, and we don't realize it. When
True.
we're running and playing, basketball is something called physics. So we're moving our bodies. We have to throw the ball a certain way to get it in the hoop, because if
Oh.
you don't throw it in a certain way, you're going to miss. And in physics, although when you get older, you usually do those boring math problems and things like that, but you're learning how to throw that ball. You're learning your trajectory, is what we call it. And you're
okay.
learning the distance of where to stand just to shoot the ball the right way. So it's very interesting, the sports you play, even if you're in ballet, things like that, dancing, you have to know where to stand, how much force we use with our feet to push off the ground to do that twirl that we do in ballet. So we're using physics,
Wow.
and we're using science, and we're using chemistry even
How?
in our kitchens.
Go ahead.
So when we cook, when we bake, when we even make household cleaners. I know parents like to do the vinegar and water.
Right, that's true. Yes.
And
yes.
when we see that, we're still doing chemistry, and we're doing science, and we're doing physics and life science. Even if you look at life science, that's our plants and that's our animals. We see them every day. Our dogs at home, our cats, the way they eat, the way they meow or bark, and we get to know those signals. And we're in science every day.
I never thought of it that way, and I'm sure most of you haven't either. So I'm so happy that you're sharing all this great information. So Alex, what do you do as a mad science instructor?
Well, we can do really fun things such as birthday parties. We do in-school instruction, so we come to your school and we get to give you the fun hands-on experiments that you may not be able to do with your teacher. And we also do camps during the summer. So that's what I'm doing. I mainly teach during the summer. I also teach during the school year, but I teach in a school district.
That is so cool. So your love of science has carried you through.
Yes.
Right? And
Very
now
much.
you're so bubbly and such a great scientist that you are great teaching other children now. I could tell.
Yes, I
So,
love it very much.
I could tell that, and that's a wonderful thing. We need more people like you doing this.
Thank you.
So thank you. So can you please show us some more experiments? You showed us one wonderful one. Can you show us some more?
Yeah, I would love to.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Alex.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Peter. And there's nothing I love more than sharing vegetables with my friends.
Come on in.
Help yourself to anything. That's why we give our food the utmost respect it deserves. Did you know there are simple steps we can all take to help save food? You can cook it, store it, even share it. Just don't waste it. Because when it comes to food, better ate than never. To learn more, visit savethefood.com.
So now we're going to have another great experiment with our wonderful scientists. Take it away.
Thank you. So we're going to take things in our home again, and we're going to make Play-Doh. This is something that you guys love to make. So we have our plastic bags. You could use any brand. We have measuring cups. It depends on how much Play-Doh you want to make. We have water. You don't have to use bottled water. You could use regular water. We have salt and flour. So first we're going to take our bag. It makes it a little bit less messy than using a plate or a bowl. So we're going to take our paper bag. We're going to pick the size that we want of how much Play-Doh we make. I'm gonna make a lot because I know you like
I love
Play-Doh.
Play-Doh. I think everybody here loves Play-Doh.
So we're going to take the flour, and I already have my measuring cup in here that I want to use. Thank you.
You're
for
welcome.
helping.
Happy to help.
And I'm going to take 1 scoop.
Heaping.
Doesn't matter. It could
Okay.
be level, it could be heaping.
Okay.
If you want it a little more consistent, you can do level scoops. I just kind of shake it so we don't make a huge mess, parents. And 3. So 3 scoops of our flour. We then can take our salt, and we're going to do 1 part. That means 1 scoop. Now this is going to take me a bit because this is a big cup.
So cool, Alex.
Okay. And then we're going to pour it in our bag. We're done with our measuring cup and we're done with our flour and salt. We can put them to the side. We're going to close this up and we're going to shake it. We don't want to have just salt because it's
Okay.
not going to work.
So
So we want to shake this up.
nice.
Now, with the water, you can use food coloring as well if you really want that cool color, you know, blues, oranges, yellows. We're going to take our water, and we have to carefully pour our water.
Okay.
If we don't carefully pour our water, it could be too sticky or crumble in our hands, just like the flour is in the bag.
So you want just right.
Correct.
Okay.
So I'm just going to pour a little bit in here,
Okay. Perfect.
and we're going to close it up so we don't spill, and we're going to shake.
Shake, shake, shake.
Shake.
Shake, shake, shake.
So, as you can see, this is very crumbly. It's going to crumble right in my hands. So, I'm going to open up the bag again.
A little more water, Alex?
Yes, we're going to add a little bit more water. We don't want to add too much.
Perfect. Let's see how it looks now.
And again, you're going to shake and squeeze. You'll start feeling that it's turning into Play-Doh. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. So, you're going to look in your bag and you're going to see if it's sticky or if it's
Crumbly?
crumbly. This one looks a bit sticky. So if you want, you can add just a little more flour.
This is fun, just trying to get it just right. It's really a lot of fun.
Well, this is
Yeah.
really cool because you guys see your parents do this every day. They cook, they put things together. Sometimes they make their own cleaning agents. You'll see them put vinegar and water together.
That's so true. And that's
So-
all chemistry, right?
Yes, so we
Yes.
call this chemistry. It's a science. We have all different kinds of sciences. but this is the fun one.
This is fun.
So when you take it out, you will get a nice ball of Play-Doh.
Wow. Can I
You'd like-
feel?
Yes.
This is really cool, children and parents. It feels good.
It
Feels
does.
really good.
And it's not super messy.
No, I think it's wonderful.
We keep it in our bag. We make sure that we seal it at the end of the day.
So it doesn't.
Dry out.
Okay, makes sense.
Because that water will go away, but will evaporate.
This
And we
is
will
so
have a
cool.
nice. So we can play with this all day.
Yes, we can. And it's inexpensive and fun, and it's right in the home, right?
Yep.
Fantastic.
Right out of your kitchen cabinets.
Yay, thank you so much. This was so much fun.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right, so children, today we're going to read a really great book. It's called Whoosh by Lonnie Johnson and Super Soaking Stream of Inventions. So following our science theme. Every day brought a challenge for young Lonnie Johnson, the challenge of finding space for his stuff. 6 Johnson kids were squeezed into their parents' small house in Mobile, Alabama. Lonnie would have loved a workshop of his own, but there just wasn't enough room. There was nowhere to keep his rocket kits. Bolts and screws and other spare parts his dad let him bring in from the shed, and various other things he'd handed back from the junkyard. Lonnie loved building and creating ideas for inventions, and it just kept on flowing. He learned how to make rockets from scratch. Whoa, that's exciting. Kids at school gathered to watch Lonnie launch them, and he learned how to make rocket fuel. When it caught fire in the kitchen, Lonnie's mom didn't make him stop. She just sent him to work outside. And remember, children, always be with your parents when you do anything with experiments, please. Lonnie wanted to spend his life designing things, building things, getting them to work. He wanted to be an engineer. However, Lonnie took an exam that he said would not make a very good, and he would not make a very good one. His dream had been challenged. Lonnie was discouraged, but he knew that whoever had graded his test hadn't met him yet. Let's see what happens. Inspired by a TV show, Lonnie built his own robot. He made it out of scrap metal and named it Linux. Compressed air cylinders and valves allowed Linux's body to turn and his arms to move. The switches came from an old broken jukebox. Lonnie used a tape recorder to program Linux, and as a bonus, the reels looked like eyes. Lonnie wanted to enter his creation in a science fair, but he couldn't get the transmitter to work. Without it, Lonnie couldn't send commands to Linux. Science fairs came and went. Lonnie missed one and then another until he got an idea. Ooh. Now, Lonnie may or may not have asked before he borrowed his little sister's walkie-talkie. We'll see what happens. But it fixed the transmission issue. His school's team took freshly finished Linux to a 1968 science fair at the University of Alabama, where only 5 years earlier, African American students hadn't even been allowed. Having to compete in a place that wasn't very welcoming, now was a challenge. But Lonnie still entered and he won first place. Yay, yay for Lonnie. Soon Lonnie left his home to go to college, where he stood out as a self-confident, insightful, creative thinker. He stood out as a student who asked the right questions, precisely defined problems, and formulated solutions. And he stood out as the guy who built his own booming sound system out of cast-off electronics. It even had lights that flashed in sync with the beat. Lonnie sometimes studied right in the middle of his own parties. The extra studying paid off. He became an engineer after graduation, and that took him beyond Alabama, way beyond. When NASA was sending an orbiter and probe called Galileo to Jupiter, the space agency needed to ensure a constant supply of power to the orbiter's computer memory. The engineer who had to figure out how to do it was Lonnie. Wow, that's amazing. His challenge was to come up with a lightweight backup system able to keep essential functions going in case the main power was lost. And he did it. That's amazing that he worked on this special project from NASA called the Galileo Project. Ideas for other problems to solve just kept on flowing. And they flowed whether Lonnie was working with hundreds of people at NASA or up late tinkering with his own inventions. And finally, his own workshop. And Lonnie just kept on creating more and more exciting inventions. One day, the stream that blasted across the room was so powerful from a creation that he made. It gave Lonnie an idea for yet another invention. This, he thought, would make a great water gun. And we all know about those. Those are so much fun to use in the summer. First, he had to find or make the parts, including a pump small enough for a child to handle. Then he had to glue the parts together into a prototype, an early version with room for improvement. And he kept making it and making it until he perfected it. He went to a toy company, and then finally he heard a yes to his great invention. And he was so excited to be sharing this with other people. And that's how Lonnie invented the water gun. And this is a wonderful story about being creative and following your creativity and imagination to make really fun and wonderful things for all of us. Thank you so much, everyone. And now, as always, I'm going to ask our special friends what they thought of our book. Okay, we have Patches and Speedy. Let's hear, boys. That's so true. They said they loved this book also, and it was so inspiring that anyone can create things and be a scientist and an inventor. And it's just so much fun to always learn new things each and every day, as we always do on this wonderful show. Thank you, everyone. So now we're going to learn another exciting experiment, number 3. Please take it away.
Thank you. So just like in our book, that was a very nice book. I enjoyed it very much.
Thank you.
We're going to make what looks like a rocket. Our rockets that go into space use pressure in order to move. So we're going to see two things come together to make something new that causes pressure. And this pressure will blow up a cool balloon. We have a nice colorful yellow balloon here that we're going to blow up. And this is called a chemical reaction. So we'll get to see the chemical reaction happening, and we also get to see what it makes.
Very cool.
So first we're going to start with our household items. We have baking soda. We have our water bottle. Make sure it's empty. We like to recycle. We have cups. I'm using cups only because I don't have a funnel, but you could use funnels. And we have our vinegar, a balloon, any color. Your favorite color is always the best color. And you need a spoon. It doesn't need to be a measuring spoon, but it could be any spoon.
Great.
Okay. So first we're going to take our water bottle. We're going to take some vinegar. And if you're using cups, make sure you use bendy cups
Okay.
because it works as a funnel. If you're using hard plastic
hard
cups, it's not going to
True,
bend.
very true.
So we have to make sure that we have paper cups or a bendy cup.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to fill it and pour into our water bottle.
Great.
If you want to do a second one, that's okay. We don't want to fill it too high because if we fill it too high, we're going to make a huge mess. So that's just about right.
Okay, cool.
And then we have to make sure we cap this.
Right.
And then we're going to take our baking soda and we need our balloon. And I need your help, Mary.
I'll be
please.
happy to help. So we'll just pull it
We need to
open?
pull the water or
See
the
everybody?
balloon open.
Alrighty.
Make a nice big hole. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And kids, you can always use your parents for help or a friend.
Sounds like a plan.
So you take your spoon and carefully gonna dump it in the hole. If you're using a tablespoon or a teaspoon, you can use 1 or 2. Tablespoon about 1, teaspoons maybe about 2. Okay, that looks
Cool.
good.
Very cool. Okay. Putting it in the hole.
Yep,
Is
there
that
we go.
okay?
That looks great.
Great.
Okay. And then you may need your parents or your friends' help, but you're going to put your balloon right on top of your water bottle. You want to make sure that you don't spill any of your baking soda in because then you would get your reaction happening. And if you get your reaction happening, then you lose out on all the fun. So you usually want to count. I like to count, especially when we're
love
talking
that.
about rockets.
Let's do it. Let's do
All
that.
right.
Yeah.
In 3, 2,
2,
1.
Blast off. Ooh, this is so cool. Whoa.
So you may want to also hold the balloon because sometimes it goes into the balloon or bubbles into the balloon.
Yay.
So all of those bubbles we see are called a gas. We started with something called a solid, that's our baking soda. Our vinegar is a liquid because it's wet. And then when you see bubbles, that means there's a gas. And our gas filled this balloon to make it blow up.
Wow.
The reaction has stopped, and we could tell it stopped because there are no more bubbles left. You may see a little bit of bubbles. That means that there's a few little reactions happening. And reactions are kind of these little particles, we call them particles, or let's just pretend they're little smiley faces.
Oh.
And these little smiley faces come together. So we have little smiley faces in here. We have little smiley faces in here. And they're separate, just like me and Miss Miriam. But they like to come together when they are mixed together, and they will link. And when they link, that means they have made something new. So me and Miss Miriam just made the gas when we linked. When there are no more of those smiley faces all by themselves, that's when the reaction stops.
Cool. I love it. And I just love how you explain it. And that was the coolest thing, seeing the balloon get the air and blow up. Very cool. And the explanation of what this is all about. And similar to actual rockets, right?
Yes.
Which is so, so cool. Thank you, Alex.
You're welcome.
Goodbye, goodbye. See you all next time. We'll have some fun and shine like the sun. See you all next time. Remember, children, be a good friend. Show that you care. We're so happy that you are here. Hey, boys and girls, I would love to have you join me on upcoming shows. Have your parents write to me at themissmiriamshow@gmail.com. Until next time, bye. Goodbye, goodbye. See you all next time. We'll have more fun and shine like the sun. See you all next time. See you all next time. See you all next time.